Well, hey, it's Alex Keller.
And I'm Mike Harding.
And this is the Filmtastic Voyage.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Filmtastic fucking Voyage.
Ooh, cursing.
Yeah, hey, it's late at night. Tuck your kids away.
Package them up and ship them off. It's the Filmtastic Voyage.
And buckle your seatbelts. That never gets old. Hey, everybody. Listen, this is the Filmtastic Voyage. If you're new, we just started season 3. Congratulations. It's been 2 whole years. We're on season 3, and Alex and I don't hate each other yet. Is that amazing?
Clock's ticking. Tune in next week to find out what happens on that front.
Yeah. When it comes to like TV and stuff, when do you think is the season where people just start getting tired of each other?
Like actors or like characters?
Actors.
Oh, it depends on the working environment, obviously.
Characters.
Depends on the working environment, obviously. Mike, guess what? I watched a season of television.
Wow.
Can you believe it? I actually watched a show.
What was it?
Well, I watched a show. It was a season of television, a second season of television, because I'd already seen the first one. And I was like, well, I might as well give this a second season. And it was The Good Place.
Oh, yes, The Good Place.
And, you know, Mike...
We're fans.
Like,
I'm a fan.
You fans? We? Who's fans? You fans?
Well, I was talking about me and my girlfriend. We're both fans.
Now, the thing about The Good Place is... The Good Place is, like... just barely good enough to keep me watching.
Really?
Like,
I think it's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. I like all the characters. I like the writing and stuff. But, like, it's not hilarious. And it's not, like, super engaging. But it's not bad at all. It's, like, quite good. But it's also, like, not good enough to me to be like, oh, boy, can't wait to see what happens next season. I'm just like, I guess I should check out season 3 when it comes out.
You know what really keeps me locked in? You can get me to watch anything if you tell me Ted Danson's in it.
Yeah, Ted Danson's the best part.
Becker, everybody fucking hated that show, but listen, I ate that shit up with a spoon.
Cheers.
I watched the shit out of Becker.
He was on Cheers, right?
Cheers, yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't he bald on Cheers? Isn't he bald? And then he's got such nice hair in that show.
The implication, I think, is that he is bald. Mm-hmm. And he wears a toupee.
Well, it's a hell of a forgery. He might have gotten actually some sort of plugs because he looks like he's got like wispy. It looks like it's coming out of his hair.
Yeah.
Either way, good looking dude that Ted Danson.
In a non-conventional way.
Well, like with his nice bow ties and his glasses.
He's got the Neanderthal kind of slope thing going on, which is
like me. Look at me. Look up from the side. I got that.
Not. You kind of don't, though.
I do. I have a gross monkey face.
I've never thought of you as having that Neanderthal slope. But, hey, I'll take your word for it.
Maybe that's why I relate to Ted Danson so much. And when I'm however old he is, I want nice crystal white hair and...
Crystal white hair.
Glasses of some sort.
Listen, if Ted Danson wanted to take me out on a date, I would say yes.
Win a date with Ted Danson?
Isn't
that name of that one movie?
Is there a movie called Win a Date with Ted Danson?
No, there's a movie called Win a Date with someone or other. I remember
because he was in some movies for a little bit. It didn't seem to take off though for him with movies, huh?
He's sort of the king of TV. 3 Men and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby.
And 3 Men and a Little Lady. And they never made 3 Men and a Bride. There was talk. It never happened.
Who are the 3? It's Ted Danson.
Yeah, and Tom Selleck, right?
Uh-huh.
And fucking Amadeus, right? Isn't it? Or am I making
Amadeus.
It up? Is that the right guy? It's directed by Leonard Nimoy. It was one of the top grossing films of 1980. Who cares?
Really? That was directed by Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, that guy was riding high. He directed Star Trek 4, huge success. He directed 3 Men and a Baby, huge success. Well, and then whatever happened to him? No one talks about him anymore.
Wait.
Just kidding. That's a joke because everyone talks about Leonard Nimoy because he's a national treasure. And
Right.
R.I.P.
So you said he directed that, and he directed what else?
Star Trek 4.
Oh, right, Star Trek 4.
The good one.
Tom Selleck, the best one, 4. Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg.
Oh no, that's not the guy. It's Tom Holt.
Ted Danson.
Steve Guttenberg is the guy from that was the Police Academy guy, not fucking Amadeus guy. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of all the wrong things. They're all the same. They're all the same 80s actors. They're all the same.
Yeah.
And they're not. None of them are around anymore, unfortunately, except for Ted Danson. He just keeps dancing.
Listen, he'll be working until he's in the grave. Right? He's going to be king until the end. Ted Danson. But listen, The Good Place, I love the twists and turns.
I like the twists and turns. I think my problem with season 1 is that for like the first and season 2 for them almost was exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Season 1 was like, I like where this is going. The first few episodes, there's twists and turns and fun. Like the characters, like all the stuff, like the scenarios are in. Ooh, how's she gonna get out of this one? And then at 4 episodes in, it kind of hits like all right, we're just gonna have like an episode of the day. You're gonna learn about philosophy or some lesson, whatever. And then it felt like, but right at that point in season 1, the writers were like, "We're out of ideas. Fuck it." And then they introduced they have Eleanor tell
that
her,
spoilers, everybody. Just plug your ears, right?
Yeah. So Eleanor does the thing, right? And then the second half of that season felt mostly like the writers were like trying to make ideas stick. It's like, what are we gonna do now? And it was almost entirely relationship based. Where it's like, maybe this character likes this character, or maybe just kidding, they like this character. Yeah. And then I'm just like, at the end of season 1, I'm like, well, that was a fine show. I won't watch season 2. But then they do the thing at the end of season 1, which I won't talk about right now. And then season 2 was like, well, I gotta watch season 2. So season 2 just came out on Netflix, and because I don't have Hulu and I'm not gonna pay for Hulu, so I I'll watch it a year late. I don't give a shit. So I watched that, and again, it was like first 3 episodes were like, this is all great. Oh man, look at the fun. I'm having so much fun. And then they do the whole thing where it's like thing of the week. We're just gonna learn about philosophy or whatever. And then it's like, oh, and now these other characters, are they a couple? Or are they not? No, they're not. It's like stop trying to make anything happen. None of it's happening.
Well, I'll be honest. Season 2, I think, is much better than season 1, even though I did like season 1 also.
Yeah, season 2 is better though, because after they did 2 episodes of that, and I'm like, I'm getting kind of bored of this. But then they're like, fuck it again, and then they just take the whole show in another completely weird set of adventures.
Yeah. The twist at the end of season 1 sort of makes season 1 kind of obsolete, right?
Well, that's the whole thing. The whole season 1 just felt like the writers were just sort of like, we got this premise. Now, what kind of show? What is the show? And it felt like all of the season 1 was exploring what the show was, and they blow it up in season 2. And season 2, even then though, was still kind of like, all right, we got lots more what the show is, but what are the characters interplay and stuff? And it's still there's still room to work on that front. It's still one of the better shows on television, I guess. Well, I have no idea. I don't even watch TV. What am I talking about?
I was just gonna say, I think it's probably we live in an age where I think network television, like sitcoms and half-hour format shows and all that, I think it's pretty weak these days. Right?
I have to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I hear that's quite good.
I hear that's pretty good too.
I watched a few episodes and I was like, this show's great, but I don't have Hulu, so I can't watch it.
I haven't seen it, but I hear it's good. Mm-hmm. It got canceled for a second and then got picked up again.
Just like The Expanse and some other show.
Right, Taxi. What happened to Taxi?
This season?
What?
In general, the old show Taxi?
The old show Taxi.
Oh, and Always Sunny wasn't canceled, but it was about to be.
Always Sunny?
It was after the first season, they were like...
Oh, right. Well, that's why they brought Danny DeVito in.
It was, yeah, they were like, we could cancel this, and it was the boss of FX was like, no, but bring in a star. Right? Or something like that.
I've heard different stories.
Oh, I don't remember.
So I don't know which one.
I don't know. That's me off the top of my head.
But I know that Danny DeVito was brought in to save the show.
And how?
Yeah.
Now look at him.
And it's funny because he was brought in to save the show, and that first season with him, he's all clean cut and fatherly and stuff.
Mm. Not really though. Isn't the second season that show where he's having he's backdoor gambling with a bunch of Vietnamese, and he goes to that kid's basketball game? And
I'm pretty sure that's 3.
Is that season 3? Okay, because that's one of my favorite episodes. Is that one?
Yeah, season 2 is where he's he just meets Charlie, and they become roommates and all this and that. And he like with Charlie and Mac, he's like, well, I get the feeling you guys haven't had a father figure, so like I'm gonna be that for you, And then but it's just funny how much he's changed. It's crazy. Did you watch you probably haven't seen the newest episode, right?
I haven't watched the last 5, 6, 7 seasons.
Oh my god. You've told me that before. Darn, Alex, you got to catch up.
Maybe I'll catch up one of these days. It is a funny show, and maybe it's one of those things where it's like, because like again, I get it, I got the point, and I'm done. But now that they've had, from what I understand, 6 or 7 seasons of still fairly high quality stuff,
yeah,
maybe I should jump back into it, and now it will be all fresh again,
Yeah, and the odd numbered seasons tend to be the better ones nowadays, and we're on the 13th season.
Yeah, but Dennis is gone, or is he?
I can't. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil that for you.
Do you hear that, Rob McKennell? How do you say his name?
Oh, I don't know. We'll just say Mac.
Yeah, Mac.
The guy that plays Mac.
Did we talk about how he's not making the Minecraft movie anymore?
I think you had mentioned it, yeah.
That's a bummer.
I didn't even know that he was attached to that, and maybe it's better that he's not.
Well, it was the only
thing
interesting that was driving that interest of mine was him. Oh, well, it's probably because it's hard to make a movie about something that doesn't have a story.
Well, yeah, and you imagine a Minecraft movie is like movie by boardroom, right?
Well, the problem with that kind of thing is that the Lego movie already took everything the Minecraft movie could be.
And sort of did it already.
Yeah. It's like, what's it about? It's about creativity. Lego movie did it. It's about branding, and look all the fun Lego movie did it. Fuck.
Well, hey, dude, the Emoji Movie
that's not about. That's about neither strong brands nor creativity. It's about nothing.
Yeah. You had Patrick Stewart as a poop in that movie.
Patrick Stewart.
Could you imagine having a conversation with him and his agent or whoever being like, well, Patrick Stewart. Oh, no, I think he was the one that insisted on being the poop, if I remember hearing that correctly.
All I know is they approached Jordan Peele, and he's like, I think I'm done acting.
Oh, yeah.
You hear that story?
No.
Yeah, it was like around that time, and it was like, because he's making the shift to director, and they're like, hey, you want to be a poop in the Emoji Movie? And he's like, what? In what? No, I'm done. Never mind, I'm done.
Oh,
just
man.
directing for me.
Well, what is that Jordan Peele up to nowadays?
He's making some movie. He announced the cast. Made a poster for it, even though it hadn't even started photography yet.
I know there was something that he announced.
It was like Us, I think it was called.
If you go to his filmography,
he's also making a TV series called Lovecraft Country, which sounds interesting.
Oh yeah,
I like Lovecraft and countries, so it's two of my favorite things.
So yeah, this movie's just called Us.
Yeah,
there's literally nothing. It says plot unknown, described as a social horror thriller. And there's Elizabeth Moss.
She's a Scientologist.
Some bunch of people here. Okay, well, cool. I was waiting for an announcement like right after Get Out for him to be like, hey, I'm going into my next movie. I'm like, hey,
and they did.
When's your next
and you
movie?
missed it.
Right after Get Out came out?
Like right after, but like Us was announced like 6 months ago, like.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe like
late a little bit of a break.
Early this year, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, not like it's been like several months of this being news.
Right.
You missed it because you don't read the news.
I don't read the newspaper.
Yeah, the funny papers.
Now, Alex, we talked briefly. I just want to revisit this to see if there's anything else to add to this conversation because the cliffhanger of season 2.
Oh right.
Was
I dead? Who knows?
Did Alex Keller make it over that cliff?
We should have like a thing where like some guy comes in, just like punches us both in the face and cuts off the feed, and it's like, what happened? Tune in next time.
Will Mike Harding finally graduate from high school? Find out on the next episode of Filmtastic Voyage. We talked briefly about, well, not briefly.
At length. The opposite of briefly.
About films that were influential to us.
Yep.
And I thought that was a really cool idea. And for the folks at home, if you didn't tune in the last episode, hey, maybe you should. But in the meantime, I'll just name off a couple of these that we said. So for Alex, it was Kill Bill Volume 1.
And these are in no particular order.
And then Toy Story, Jurassic Park, and Star Wars counted as one.
Nakam is 3. They're thematically linked as one.
Okay. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Full Metal Jacket, The Seven Samurai, and Scott Pilgrim. And then for me, it was Memento, Austin Powers, Clerks, The Strangers, Royal Tenenbaums, and Taxi Driver. Now, granted, these aren't our favorite movies because Austin Powers, holy shit, doesn't hold up. But just movies that in some way influenced us. So, hey, suck on that.
All right, so I need 2 more movies then if we're doing this.
Why not? I don't know.
All right, well, you go because I had my combo, so I'm already ahead of you in terms of the number.
Yeah, see, that's the problem is, okay, you know what? You know what was an influential movie for me? Wall-E.
Wall-E?
Yeah. Because that was like, I don't know, that was the first time I saw like an animated movie by a studio that tends to stay within a similar range of themes and ideas, but then they broke out with, it was like them being like, hey, here's a different visual style and here's a different kind of story that we're telling that's a bit darker.
I disagree with you, and I agree with you in terms of visual style. I disagree with you on everything else because before Wall-E, they had made The Incredibles, they had made Finding Nemo, they had made Toy Story. Vastly different movies in terms of look and feel.
But like, there was a good 20 to 30 minutes of Wall-E where it was just silent, or like there was a whole gap of that movie where it was like no dialogue, nothing. Like it was just like we're watching this robot, and there was no dialogue or like interaction with characters, and it was just this different. It was just, I don't know.
I can see that. Yeah,
I thought it was it got my wheels turning there. I was like, man, so much you can do.
Yeah, I think Wall-E is still Pixar's best, in my opinion.
I agree. Is it your
and
favorite or is it the best?
Both.
Okay.
I
agree.
I mean, like, I don't know. There's a case to make for The Incredibles also for being the best.
Yeah.
Or even Ratatouille. Or one any of them, really.
Ratatouille's great. Hey, I love Ratatouille, but I can't put it up there at the top.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah. Go for
Okay.
it.
Well, this is like, off the top of my head, this is a movie version of a TV show that had a huge impact on me. So I guess this counts.
Yeah.
Which is the end of Evangelion.
Oh, right.
Because that show blew up my head. Is that how you say it?
It exploded your head.
Because that kind of show, like, it's not just because I don't like anime. Never did, still don't. Aside from, like, Dragon Ball Z or whatever. And Gundam. Like, it's an occasional thing. But it's mostly just, like, I don't like TV, I don't like anime, anime's TV, whatever.
I'm sort of in the same boat.
But, like, Evangelion, and the movie version also, because it's the movie version of that, it's just so different. In terms of, like, I'd never seen something that was, like, had such weird imagery and, like, had such a weird style of editing and a weird style of pacing and did so much with, like, like, well, now, and this scene's now in this character's head. And, like, that kind of shit. And this is like, what the fuck's going on? And, like, even before I think I told the story, but even before the series got weird, I still was like, this is awesome. What is this? So... And that's the movie's just like the movie version of that, where it's more of the same. It's all very strange. But like, it just sort of opened my eyes to like, you can make a thing like this. It's like, hey, you like giant robots? Giant robots don't need to be like Gundam. Giant robots can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. I'm like, oh wow, it's cool. Never thought about that.
Yeah.
It's little freshman year, Alex, high school.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. I mean, in terms of, off the top of my head, I don't know if I can think of many other influential movies. I mean, I can think of movies that I really love and that have a lot of value, but like life-changing movies.
Can I see my list?
I don't know.
Because if I didn't say this one, then I'm
sure.
a damn fool. I mean, I think I'm at 9.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 9. Then I have... Yeah, then I have one more, which is so obvious I can't believe I haven't said it yet. Which is Return of the King. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. It's the movie that got me into movies. It's the movie that got me into movie making, like in like behind the scenes shit with the best behind the scenes documentaries ever. It's the movie that got me started paying attention to movie reviews, movie news, the Oscars. It's the movie that kicked off my entire movie centric point of view. It's that one.
Okay. Return of the King.
And like, I get the argument, like, it's like, we have to nominate popular movies for Oscars to get the kids to appreciate movies, which, worked on me when Lord of the Rings was nominated and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's a dumb idea, and thank God they canceled that. Or postponed it, or whatever you want to call it. It's canceled.
What? So you're saying intentionally there was something going on like that?
No, not intentionally. I'm saying, like, I get the idea, the want of, ABC and the execs at ABC to be like, we want more popular movies to be nominated so people will watch the show so they can like root for the movies that they've seen and enjoy as opposed to all this obscure artistic movies. Which as an adult who enjoys artistic movies or whatever, like, let's like call them like fucking Moonlight's like, like whatever. Moonlight's great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I get the appeal. It's like, oh, Lord of the Rings. I'm a kid. I love Lord of the Rings. I want to see Lord of the Rings at the Oscars. Whoa, zippity-doo-dah, right? But, so I get the appeal of that. But Lord of the Rings is fucking amazing, so it deserves to win an Oscar. And by having an Oscar award just for blockbusters, it cheapens both the Oscars and the award.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, they postponed that because of, they said they, quote, received a lot of feedback, which is almost all negative feedback.
Right, yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Maybe sometimes, I get the feeling maybe sometimes these organizations do stuff like this so that way people get disrupted by it and then suddenly people pay attention to this thing.
Like New Coke,
and
the whole
then
conspiracy theory behind that,
Oh, was there a...
Where like Coke was like, we're canceling Coke, making New Coke. And everyone's like, fuck that. And they're like, just kidding, here's old Coke. And Coke sales spiked.
That's exactly what I mean. It's like, oh, wait, what? The Oscars is like fucking up their own like nomination system and all this? That's fucked up. I'm gonna write to them. I'm gonna talk and tweet about them and blah blah. And then it permeates the news. And then like and then all of a sudden people are like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna support the Oscars so that way they don't have to do that or whatever, right?
Yeah. The only problem is I'm still real pissed off, and we'll see how they end up doing it. But I'm still pretty pissed off at the fact that they're sidelining a bunch of categories in favor of commercials.
Yeah. No, that's poopy.
Pretty poopy.
I can think of one more influential movie, and this is a pretty obvious one, but this is the first movie I saw where I was like, "Wow!"
Was it Fritz the Cat?
The magic of movie, yeah, Fritz the Cat. I was like, "Wow, the magic of movies and all this stuff you can do with cartoons and all animation and all that." And that was Aladdin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Who Framed Roger Rabbit, honestly.
Oh no, that's a great movie.
No,
too.
but like when you said the magic of cartoons, I was like, that was my guess. If you said guess, I would have guessed that, but I would have been wrong.
Here's the thing.
And I would have had to leave.
I mean, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I'm gonna say hands down is a subjectively better movie than Aladdin. Subjectively, right? There's a lot more going on in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Like, it's different strokes for different folks.
But what I'm saying, as a little like 5-year-old kid. Going probably to the movie theater, I saw this. Going to the movie theater and seeing Aladdin is like, God damn, how fucking amazing is this?
Yeah, and next year you'll be able to see it again on the big screen in live action.
That's right. Will Smith as a genie.
You know what I hear? Well, actually, no. You know what I saw? The new Mary Poppins trailer.
Oh yeah?
Did you see Mary Poppins? She's shim-shamming away. Chim-chimney, chim-chim-chiroo.
Didn't see the new Mary Poppins trailer.
It looks like it has the potential to be quite delightful.
I'm sure it'll be plenty delightful.
Well,
Emily Blunt,
Lin-Manuel Miranda, both in the movie and writing the songs. You got Academy Award-winning director Rob Marshall, who made the best musical in my eyes, which is Chicago. Although he also made, he hasn't really done anything of the Chicago caliber since Chicago. He did like Pirates 4 and Into the Woods, which are fine. And then
Pirates 4.
I mean, Into the Woods mostly fine. Although it is the rapiest PG movie you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Which one is Into the Woods? It's
someone with all the fairy tale stuff.
Right. I like barely remember that. I didn't see it, of course, but
It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, so it could be good. I mean, it's got 2D animation in it. Isn't that fun? Bring
Really?
back
I
them
didn't know that.
penguins.
I didn't know
Those
that.
penguins are coming back, and they're going to be
Penguins.
dancing away. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say penguins?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. The one and only.
Yeah, I'll see it. We're quickly entering into the high holidays here, Alex.
Well, not fast
Getting
enough.
these high holiday movies coming up.
September is just a bit of a slow month. I mean, like
Well,
there's
sure.
stuff happening, but not enough stuff to make me appreciate it. But like October 6th, we got Venom.
Yay! Yay, Venom! Yay!
And A Star Is Born is supposed to be quite good.
Yeah, I don't know. I could probably skip that
I'll
one.
not skip it because it's probably going to be a big awards contender. Lady Gaga
Yeah.
going to get some sort of nomination for something, I'm sure, because A, she's gotten really good reviews from Toronto or wherever, or Venice.
If someone asked me to watch it, sure, I'll watch it. But if it's me going out on my own and being like, "Oh my god, I'm going to see a movie tonight," I don't know if I'm going to.
Don't
see
you want
that.
to see Bradley Cooper just croon?
Yeah, I don't need to.
Directed that movie too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No, wow.
that's where he's been all this time.
Yeah, he's been kind of off the radar.
Remember, you were like, "What the hell happened to Bradley Cooper?" And he's
Yeah.
been writing, or not right. I don't know what he's writing, but he's been directing and acting in his own goddamn movie, and it's supposed to be really good. So
I think it's crazy.
take that, hater.
I think it's crazy that he does the voice of Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah, it doesn't sound anything like him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The real talent, that Brad Coops.
Yeah.
He's almost as talented as Chris Cooper.
Chris Cooper. Chris Cooper. Who's that?
Oh, he was.
That sounds familiar.
I mean, as a dad in October Sky, he was the
Oh,
dying Green
yeah.
Goblin in Amazing
The
Spider-Man
dying
2.
Green Goblin. Yeah. Hey, I'm Green Goblin.
I'm dead.
Look at my hand. It's green. Yeah.
He was the villain in The Muppets.
Right. Yeah.
Why don't I own that movie?
I wonder if there's any relation. Maybe they're like, Bradley Cooper and Chris Cooper are like nephew and uncle or something.
I think we've mentioned this. I might have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. Do you ever see that clip of Louis CK, the now exiled Louis CK, talking about how no one on the actors' studio in the audience, they ask all these actors ask questions, and like those actors aren't going to become famous. And then there's the clip of
Bradley
a
Cooper.
young little Bradley Cooper asking a question. Look at him now.
I forget which one it was. I was watching those for a while, and I came across that where it was him asking questions.
Inside the actors' studio.
Yeah.
Did you know that whatever school that is that's a part of a school, right? The
Yeah.
actors' studio. That Bradley Cooper didn't go to his graduation because he was too busy filming Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh.
The first one, the original.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, good for him.
Yeah.
It's
That
funny-
guy, you might say he's a bit limitless.
Never saw it.
Neither did I.
Speaking of Louis CK, if we're talking headlines, apparently he did a little like surprise. I mean, this I guess is old news by now, but he did like a little surprise set at I don't remember the club.
Flappers.
Was it Flappers?
The Chuckle Factory. Laugh House.
Like Comedy Store? Maybe
Comedy
not
Store?
Comedy
I'm just
Store.
naming
Maybe
that.
not Comedy Store. I don't know.
Is that a real place? I'm making up names.
Comedy Store? Oh yeah, that's a real place.
Oh, okay. I'm making up names.
That's where Joe Rogan called out Carlos Mencia on stage
Oh, wow.
and totally railroaded Carlos Mencia's career.
What was that one place I've been to where we saw that thing at Hollywood that one time? What was that place?
Oh yeah,
It had a brick wall.
Yeah, a brick.
I forget. I've been there like a couple of times just randomly.
I feel like I drove past that the other day.
Oh, well.
And I was like, oh yeah, here I am.
Some Hollywood place. It was
Was
nice.
it in? Was it on? Was it off of Melrose?
I think it was on no, wasn't it on Sunset?
Maybe.
Who knows? Doesn't matter. We'll
Yeah.
stop boring you, audience.
But Louis C.K. did a surprise set at one of these venues, and then now everybody's talking about like him again. You must have heard of this.
No, because I don't care.
Now the dialogue. I mean, now the conversation is basically like, hey, did he have a right to like do a set Like, has it been enough time? Did he give a proper apology?
Let the free market decide.
Well, and that's sort of where I stand is like, hey, it's either people want to see him or they don't, right? But, I don't know. I'm curious to know the different opinions and the different reasons why. But yeah, for me, I sort of just feel like, well, if you don't like him, then just don't see him. And then if enough people like him, then I guess whatever. Then he has a career. If enough people don't like him, then he's gone. And that's it.
I don't know. It's hard to judge. It's have to be a case-by-case basis. And even then, I don't even know. But probably too soon.
Maybe.
I don't know. I never really watched his stuff anyways. So
yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think.
Hey, yeah. Awkward talk with Mike and Alex.
Yeah, I don't care about Louie CK. I have no care.
I kind of, I wasn't, my life hasn't been changed.
I think he got replaced by Patton Oswalt in that Secret Life of Pets 2, which is like, well, I like Patton Oswalt a lot.
Life of Pets 2.
Because he was the main dog in that movie, and the sequel is now he's Patton Oswalt, and I love Patton Oswalt. So, trading, from personally, subjectively, trading up.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Well, I won't watch it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, well, movie stuff. This December, like on Christmas Day, you got Mary Poppins and Aquaman and Battle Angel Alita and something else. Stacked.
Whenever I see that trailer for Aquaman and there's that 2-second clip of was it Jason Momoa?
Aquaman man.
His face really close up and he just goes, "It's gonna be an ass whooping" or whatever.
Yeah, called an ass whooping.
It tickles me. It tickles me pink.
That movie might be fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be. Listen, I'm calling it right now. It's not gonna be a great. Like it's gonna be a big dumb movie.
James Wan is it James Wan or
James Wan?
Yeah, he did Fat Furious 7, my favorite of those Furious movies.
Right. So it's gonna be a big dumb movie.
If it has the same bigness and dumbness of that movie, I am looking forward to it.
The only thing I'm worried about is it seems like maybe there's too much going on. He's fighting his brother, right? His Atlantean brother,
Ocean Master,
right? And then he's also fighting Black Manta. And my whole thing, honestly, dude, is have one movie be one and another movie be the other. Like, why do we have...
Because the DCEU is crumbling around. It's crumbling to the ground. You might as well get everyone out there as fast as you can.
Well, it's like, okay, so Justice League, they just have some no-name villain instead of having Darkseid. But then for Aquaman, they're just, like, blowing their load completely.
I don't know, man. Did you hear that weird thing going on where, like... There was like a Hollywood Reporter, I think it was Hollywood Reporter, was like, breaking news, Henry Cavill's not Superman anymore.
I heard about that.
And then later that day, Henry Cavill, well, like a couple hours later, Henry Cavill's manager was like, nuh-uh. Warner Brothers, like, just wait and see. Warner Brothers is going to set the record straight. And then Warner Brothers was like, here at Warner Brothers, we still love Henry Cavill. It's like, okay.
So they didn't.
It wasn't like
confirm or deny.
It was like. It's like, can you like say like yes, just say yes that he's still Superman? You betcha. No, just say yes. Yeah. Absolutely. It's like, no, just say the words yes, he's still Superman. Oh, you know it. Yep. It's like, it's like, just say, like, just deny the rumor and say yes. You're really confusing. And to make matters even more confusing, like later that day, Henry Cavill posted like an Instagram thing where it's like, boy, sure excited about today's events. What the fuck does that mean? What's happening?
The rumor I heard was they dropped Henry Cavill or he quit or something, and then they were going to make Michael B. Jordan Superman.
Yeah, that's what I heard, which I'm fine with that.
Hey, I'm fine with it, but...
Michael B. Jordan can't be every superhero, though. That's
right, well, there's that, right? And then I also think, like, well, you got to, like, explain what the fuck happened to Henry Cavill. Like,
if it depends. Like, if they're doing a hard reboot, sure.
Yeah, if it's a hard reboot, hey, count me first in line, all right? I'll be first in line to that movie.
Yeah, I'd love to see, Michael B. Jordan Superman. That'd be super swell.
That would be super swell, yeah. But I also
or you got the guy, like, because he's already super jacked. You get that guy who was in Moonlight and Predator. He's got charm. He can be Superman.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be first in line. Sign me up. Hard reboot, good recasts. Let Henry Cavill go on to better things.
And he fucking fights Brainiac because, god damn it,
There needs to be a Brainiac
Let's
movie.
fucking fight Brainiac or something.
There's
Jesus
been
Christ.
2 General Zod movies.
There's been
We
2
could have
Zod
a
movies. There's been like
Brainiac movie.
4 fucking Lex Luthor movies. Stop it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking fight
Well,
Brainiac.
it's like
Let's
how-
fucking fight Parasite. Let's fucking fight Metallo. Let's fucking fight anyone else.
But it's like how X-Men is. Like, we got 5 Magneto movies and 1 Apocalypse movie, and the Apocalypse movie sucked.
You had to...
But like in the perfect X-Men universe, it would be like, hey, let's have a Mr. Sinister movie. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, like, the second one was Stryker and Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike, was it?
Yeah. And then Magneto was like on their team momentarily.
Yeah.
And then the third movie, he's a villain again for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Henry Cavill, though, did you hear that he is going to be in Netflix's The Witcher as The Witcher?
Yeah, I don't know
Geralt-
what any of that means.
Geralt the Witcher. The Witcher is a Polish series of books and video games that are quite popular, and they're making a TV series about it.
Okay.
Did that help?
Yeah, I still don't. What's a witcher? Is it someone that witches?
A Witcher is like a
Witch is a witch?
magical bounty hunter,
Oh.
from what I understand. Never played those games because I hear they're great. I started playing The Witcher 2, but it's like, this is fucking dense. I don't know what's going on. I don't really feel like this right now. And everyone's like, oh, you should play The Witcher 3 also. I'm like, yeah, it's like, I've played for 50 hours. I haven't left the tutorial zone. I'm like, no, I'm good. You know, like, that's cool. That's really cool. But no, I'm good. You know, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
it gives me anxiety when I have, like, not like actual anxiety, but it's like, I hate games where it's like, look, all these fucking quests in your map. And it's like, well, I can't ignore any of these. And I can't go to the next
Oh.
main mission because what if it triggers that these quests suddenly become unquestable? So I gotta do all these quests
Oh.
and then do the next main mission. Oh man, it's been 75 hours? Boy, that sucks.
Wow. Well, hey, I don't know. You know me, dude. I haven't played much in the way of video games in a little while.
Well, hey man, I'm gonna get Super Mario Party
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna have a Mario Party.
Okay.
And it's gonna be cheap and frustrating.
Cheap and frustrating. Wait, is this for the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Super Smash Bros. Comes out in December, I think. And then we're gonna keep playing Mario Party.
I don't know. Smash Brothers has always been. If there's a lot of calories I spend on video games, man, it is Smash Brothers. And I'm not one of those fucking Smash Brothers snobs. All right. I don't know if you're this way.
What?
But I have a lot of friends that are this way with Smash Brothers, where they're like, "No, guys, only stock matches and no items."
Oh, have I ever been?
And it's like, fuck all that. Are
I
you
don't-
kidding me?
Am I snobbish about like? I try not to be snobbish. Am I? You know, I'm not a snob. You snob me.
Wait, are those your rules?
No, fuck that.
Oh,
I love
that's
items.
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's a time and a place for Final Destination, no items, but
I'm
not
saying-
every time.
Whenever I play Smash Brothers, and you probably know what group I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. I played Smash Brothers with said people.
Yeah, and it's always every fucking match is always stock and no items, and I'm like, guys, you're sucking the fun right out of this game.
To be fair, I hate time mode. I find it annoying.
Oh, I love it. It's always because it's always a surprise, and then also sudden deaths.
No, because I like the like. Oh, now there's only 2 left, and they gotta have fucking duke it out to the end.
Oh,
You know, I like that kind of thing. Mostly because I have fond memories of me and my friend who were always the best Smash players in our group. And we would always, I was always like Samus and he was always Fox. And we'd always go to like the basement of Hyrule Castle where you can't get hit off. And we'd always have like 400% damage and we'd just be trading blows.
I mean,
And Fox is so fucking fast.
well, see, that's great too, right? But okay, picture, if you will, a timed match. And this is what I love. Okay, you have a timed match, and then you're like, "Oh, it's over," and then it's, and all of a sudden it's like, "Oh my God, sudden death!" And then one of the 2 people is always gonna go, "Oh my God,
Oh shit.
I don't know what to do," and then they just get smacked and then killed like automatically.
Yeah.
And knocked into second place. It's amazing. I love it. Because people just freak out and they don't know what to do. And then they're like, oh.
Well, I'll tell you what, bud. When we play
Then they
Smash Bros,
die.
we'll have your fucking time attack thing, whatever.
Okay.
Then we play coin mode. 'Cause why
There's
not?
like giant mode and like
Those are
tiny
fine.
mode and like, there's all these
all the
different
custom
fun
modes and like every map and every character is coming back. Like Pichu, no one likes Pichu, but he's coming back.
Yeah,
Or she, I
Star
don't know.
Wolf.
Yeah, Star Wolf.
Fuck that guy.
Finally, Ridley, like that rumor I told you about a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Finally, really for reals.
So if they have every character starting off,
No, it's not. They have to unlock them still.
oh,
But like
I was-
they're in the game.
okay, because I was gonna say I was wondering what unlockable characters are gonna have, but I guess that answers my question. I was thinking maybe we'd finally get Slippy in there, or
They
like
did announce
Peppy.
the Belmonts from Castlevania.
I don't know who that is.
Well, play more Castlevania
Yeah.
or watch the TV
You know, like
show
vampires and
Castlevania.
stuff.
That
Yeah.
TV show's alright. It's only like 4 episodes long.
Oh yeah.
Well, now there's a second season coming out, but yeah, it's like it's like 4 half-hour episodes, and that's the whole season.
All right. Maybe, just maybe, I'll check it out.
It's fine. It's fun. I liked it.
I'm just like in Dracula and vampires. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, well, I probably won't change your mind, but hey, it's fun. Castlevania.
What characters have you always wanted to have in Smash Brothers that they haven't put in yet?
Master Chief.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if they're doing the whole like Solid Snake cross-platform tomfoolery, might as well include Mr. Chief in
Now,
there.
do you think Microsoft would be like down for that, or would they be
Microsoft
like,
has
"Fuck you
The
guys"?
head of Microsoft's gaming division has actually tweeted in the past, "Hey guys, if you want to put Banjo-Kazooie in the game, we'd be totally down with that."
Whoa.
Or Battletoads, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'd like that.
Dude, they should put fucking. Oh man, if they could put the Rareware characters in there, that'd be great.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is my second choice.
Jet Force Gemini.
I bought the rare, like, collection, like all those old games,
Yeah.
just to play Jet Force Gemini. I never beat it.
Well, the problem with Jet Force Gemini is you go through the whole game and then you try to fight the main boss, and then it's like, oh wait, no, actually you got to collect all the items on all the planets and then come back and try again. And it's like, dude, so you have to go back to all these levels that you played through, and you have to collect every little damn item.
Yeah, I think I stopped playing. I didn't even get that far. I think I stopped playing because A, the controls are abysmal nowadays,
Right.
like unplayable.
Yeah.
And B, I think I like missed like a key item in some zone, and they had to do the whole level over again. Like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to do that.
Yeah. But nevertheless, there was some qualities about it.
If they
I thought
made
it was
like
kinda
a 100% like a ground up remake, I'd be fucking so for that. Even with all the
Yeah.
running around and collectathon stuff, if they just fixed the controls and made the graphics pretty, sure.
I remember it being the first game that I can remember that had like weather in it. There was like levels where it was like raining and stuff, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is cool."
That was cool. Do you remember? I don't know if you ever played Metroid Prime. That was the
Little
first
bit.
game I remember where it rained, but you look up and raindrops would form on your visor. It'd be like, whoa, it's like I'm fucking in the fucking place.
Yeah, I remember playing Metroid Prime, and I got to a point where I had to stop because I just didn't know what to do.
That was another one of those games where they like you get to the end, it's like, okay, now go collect something from all over the world and come back. And I put the game down for like months, and like,
So cheap.
and then I came back and I finally beat it, which I'm glad I did because that game's great. But
Oh yeah,
it was just like stuff.
they don't have games like that anymore, thankfully.
I mean, like Wind Waker, they did that, which sucked. Did
Yeah.
they? Metal Gear Solid did that, and that kind of sucked. Yeah,
Yeah.
games just kind of did that, just to pad out time. Now games pad out time with, go collect a bunch of pamphlets in the overworld, and you'll get nothing. Just do it.
Yeah. God. So okay, you'd put in Master Chief,
Or it could be Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo and Kazooie.
Banjo and Kazooie. You'd put in. That's all. I think that's all you named, right?
Yeah, 2 is good for now. I don't want to clog up my selection. What about you?
Honestly, for the longest time, when they started putting third-party characters in, my first thought was, "Hey, put Bomberman in there. He's gonna
yeah.
fit in just fine."
He's a trophy, I think, isn't he?
Is he?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he's going to fit in just fine. All right. Waluigi, I know there's a huge uproar about putting him in. Maybe they'll finally put him in there.
Well, I'd like a regular game with Waluigi.
Never going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
Nintendo has like weird rules like that. Like why go through the trouble of making this character it's like you're trying so hard to like not make him interesting at all by just having him like Mario Tennis.
The problem is that he's like, in terms of his look and like vocalizations and like the way he moves, he is extremely interesting. He's more interesting than Mario and Luigi. It's like, well, then give him a real game.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like it's just wasted on it. Like they in the perfect world, honestly, what they would do is they would have a Mario game where you're back fighting Wario and Waluigi.
Yeah.
How cool would that be if it's like a Mario Brothers game where it's like you're against the Wario Brothers?
That'd be pretty swell. Now, what's the over-under on the Wario Brothers showing up in this Illumination Mario movie they're making?
I think they'll be in it. Actually.
No, what's the odds, though? What are your odds? 50%, 80%?
Well, okay. Let me explain my I think it's pretty high. Like I think it's probably like a 75%. And the reason why I think that is because this is being made by an American company, and the American company is going to be like, well, we have this whole roster of characters from these games that everybody loves. Think of the merchandising opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And I also think, honestly, if you're making a Mario movie, don't be fucking weird about it. Just like have all the characters in there. I don't know.
God, I hope the Mario movie is just Mario fights Bowser and that's it.
Really?
I just want it to be like that. Yeah.
You don't want DK?
Like all the characters show up. I hope the story. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't want
it totally will be.
No, I have it. I think we called it before. Not called it, but like my prediction before is it's some kid and he gets sucked into the Mario world, or Mario gets sucked into his world in some sort of wacky, tobacco, whatever.
I forgot all about that. Yeah. Yeah. It'll either be a straight up Mario versus Bowser movie, but more than likely it'll be some kid goes to an old arcade because his friends are jerks and his parents don't understand him. So he goes to this arcade after school every day, and also the girl at school doesn't like him back. So he goes to this arcade after school every day, and then he gets sucked into the Mario world.
You know what? I would settle for. It's just a movie about a toad, and he's like, "Boy, I really like Mario." Okay.
As long as he has that voice.
Yeah, and then he's fucking got Mario posters and stuff, and he just wants to be Mario, and it's just about him wanting to be Mario. Mario's there for occasionally, but it's about Toad.
I'd be fine with that because at least it's in the Mario world, right?
Yeah.
There was that weird. What was it? Horton Hears a Who.
Mm-hmm.
They did that thing where it was about a kid.
Oh, isn't that the Lorax? Is also about a kid.
Lorax. It was the same thing. God.
No, I think Horton Hears a Who is more straightforward. I think the Lorax was about some kid, and then he has to Lorax some stuff.
He has to Lorax some stuff, yeah.
Hey, kid, I like plants.
God.
The Lorax.
I nibble on little pieces of shit. For anybody who doesn't know, Danny DeVito voiced the Lorax in the movie The Lorax.
Danny DeVito should voice more things.
My favorite Dr. Seuss book turned into a horribly overblown movie. Honestly, just make a 20-minute short film.
Yeah, I don't know what you could do. For my favorite, I don't know what you could do with green eggs and ham.
Oh, dude. Eat it on a train and a plane and all that shit?
Yeah, it would be a fun short film, though.
Here's the thing. If you made it a live-action movie, and it's just this guy that commutes into work or something, and he's this one morning, he has to take the train, right, or whatever. And then it's like Steve Carell and Steve Buscemi, right? Mm-hmm. And Steve Carell is commuting to work, and Steve Buscemi keeps popping up, being like, "Hey, eat these green eggs and ham." And Steve Carell's like, "No." And then he's just going nuts, and he's like, "I gotta get on a plane. I gotta get out of here." So he goes on a plane to France or something, and then I don't know.
Now, does it look like fucking Ron Howard's Grinch movie, kind of that aesthetic, or is it played straight?
I'm talking playing it straight.
Nice, because I'm thinking David Fincher presents green eggs and ham,
and the food looks really gross, right?
Or it's like drugs. It's you want to puff of these green eggs and ham.
Yeah, it's
it's all
hash and
it's all metaphors and stuff.
Yeah. God.
I would love to see a straight adaptation of a Dr. Seuss thing. That'd be so fucking funny. But only to me.
Yeah, they're coming out with that that new Grinch movie. Boy, that's isn't that no, that's
Illumination.
That is Illumination.
Uh-huh.
See, that scares me. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Anyways,
all right.
Well, speaking of good animation, remember how last week it was man, it's been forever since I saw a movie that fucking blew my socks off.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen movies that blew my socks
Off. Over.
Like they kind of like ruffled them a little, but they haven't blown them off. Not in a while. I mean, like not since. Well, maybe not this year. I've seen some great films, like I said, like Isle of Dogs and Annihilation and Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
But this movie blew my socks right off. And it was a movie I've been trying to watch this movie for fucking years, and I could not find it anywhere. It's not at the library. It's not at other libraries I've been to. It's not online for streaming. You can't rent it. You can't fucking even buy it. You can't find it anywhere. And thank fucking Christ for whatever, like 20th anniversary or something, it was in theaters again for no good goddamn reason. I finally tracked down and fucking watched it, and it's Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue.
Oh, I think you mentioned this.
It's the last fucking movie that Satoshi Kon's directed, not that I haven't seen. I've seen all of his other works. Haven't seen Perfect Blue. Finally saw it. It's fucking amazing.
So why is it out of print and all that?
I don't know. It's so good.
That's crazy.
It's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's a rights thing.
Huh. Interesting.
But like, oh man, it's just like you like your of the beloved genre of people going fucking crazy. It's one of the best versions of that I've seen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've heard rumblings of that, but of course I've never seen it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How old is it?
97.
Oh, okay.
I think it's funny because like the character in the movie is like, "What's the internet?" And it's just like, ha 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 ha. Oh, fun. 97. Now, have you seen any of Satoshi Kon's other movies? Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika. What else did he do? Maybe Paranoid Agents, a TV show, doesn't count. Oh Christ, just like one or two more. I remember.
Well, I could tell you with much certainty that I probably haven't. Which is unfortunate because I've heard, what did you say, Tokyo Godfathers?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I've heard really good things about that.
Satoshi Kon is one of the best directors, not just animation directors, but best directors ever. And he fucking died at like 45, which sucks. And also, no one talks about him that much outside of like anime people.
Jeez.
I guess, which is real unfortunate because his work is always pretty astounding.
Huh.
And this one was no exception.
How long ago did he die?
A few years ago. Like maybe like 8, 9, I don't know, something like that, a while ago. Trying to find there his name is. Clicking on his name. Oh yeah, Millennium Actress, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
So, quite good stuff.
So you said it was in theaters. That's where you saw it?
Yes, I got to see it in the theaters.
Cool.
I saw it subbed, obviously. That was the only one that was around.
What's your opinion on subbed versus dubbed? Have we talked about this?
I like dubbed because I get to watch the movie, not read the movie.
Exactly.
But
that's my same exact sentiment.
But most dubs tend to miss something.
Right, that's true also.
So it's a bit of a trick in it. Because most dubs either try to replicate the anime, which I find to be stupid because it's like, if you have like a cute girl in an anime, like actresses will try to be like, "Hey, I'm a cute girl," like they'll put on like the cute girl voice. It's like, no, just translate it to American. You don't have to do a one-on-one thing. I kind of find it a little annoying. Or like it depends. And also sometimes it's like, whatever, anime, who gives a shit? And so it's just like a bunch of whatever actors who are like just doing it for a paycheck, which is fine for them. But like most of the part, like every Studio Ghibli movie I've seen has got a really nice thing. I actually saw this not Studio Ghibli movie over the weekend. Mary and the Witch's Flower, which is very very gorgeous animation, gorgeous backgrounds.
Yeah,
a fun story, good for like kids, I guess. It's like pretty classic young adult sort of witches stuff. I suppose you could tell it's based on a book. I enjoyed it, but that had a pretty good dub. I can't think of anything that was like, oh man, that dub's terrible, except for maybe certain actors in the end of Evangelion, speaking of which, because they like recast the actors in the TV show for the movie and they like sound completely wrong for their parts and it's really weird.
I think for motion picture stuff, you tend to get better quality with dubbing. I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
And then all the real like, any of the real bad dub offenders are usually on like TV shows.
Like I feel like dubs, like in terms of the quality of the actors, was pretty solid nowadays, but it's mostly just
Yeah.
sort of like the translations. I'm always missing, either thinking that there's always a concern that I'm either missing context, that they're like writing out context, like, or they're like writing in context.
Mhm.
Like I sometimes like I've seen animes that will like take, have off people say things off screen to explain stuff. Like, it's like, oh boy, look at this place. This sure is something. It's like I can glean this from the imagery. You don't need to, I'm not stupid. So it depends.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoyed like watching a movie and being invested in it and not having to read the subtitles. But
That's the problem. I mean, it's it's weird because you're picking between like a more authentic experience, but you're experiencing less of it, and a less authentic experience, but you're experiencing more of it. I don't know. It's this weird kind of trade-off.
When it comes to anime, I don't mind so much because they don't do lip sync in anime in the traditional sense. But if it's like a French cartoon where you can tell their lips aren't matching up, I'd just watch it in French. And if it's a live action thing, I ain't doing dubs.
Yeah, forget it.
I mean, like unless it's like
it's too weird.
Unless it's like a bad kung fu movie, and that's part of its charm.
Yeah.
Or that for the most part, I want to see it as intended, but the acting as intended. But have you ever wondered, does your like acting radar differ when it's someone from a foreign language? Because I wonder, like, is this person bad at acting? I can't understand the language, so I don't know if they're saying things right.
I think honestly,
I haven't really encountered anything specific like that. It's just something I wonder where if actors in movies.
it depends like where and like. I mean, I think there's different kinds of acting depending on what you're watching and like where it's from, I guess, where it's exported from.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, and like, hey, I guess this is tooting our horn over here in Hollywood a little bit, but
Toot toot.
I think you really do see the best acting. Like, see, this is a rough.
Well, you're saying that
very subjective.
the
thing to
Americans
say.
are the best actors, man.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is like, I think there's more of a culture around acting in some places than there is in other places, I guess is what I'm saying. And obviously Hollywood is like a huge exporter of like screen acting, right? So,
No,
I mean,
well, I'm thinking like there's tons of French actors and German actors I can think off the top of my head that are fantastic.
Well, sure.
And, like you can tell they're fantastic because it's not just the way they say lines. It's mostly like you can see their expressions and stuff. I'm mostly thinking about like people who show up and have like one or two lines and like leave like because I don't understand their language. I don't understand what their inflections and like how their readings. I'm wondering, was that a good performance? A good like brief performance, or was that bad? Who knows? But like most like leading actors in movies tend to you can tell they're good actors because they like still hold your attention regardless of the language barrier.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. And I think maybe it's easier to tell if someone's a bad actor, right? If we're just watching like Reign of Fire or some shit, right? Like if we're just and that I guess that's I understand what you're saying. It's like, okay, if something's subbed or even dubbed, it's like it would be impossible to know, like, unless someone's really emoting, like, oh, is this intentional or is this just this person being a bad actor or not, as opposed to watching Transformers and knowing that Mark Wahlberg is not great, right? Is that kind of what you're
it's
getting
more like
at?
it's like I guess what I'm getting at is like it's hard to tell if someone's stiff in a different language.
Yeah.
Because you can tell like it's like, oh yes, I'm fine. Some like some like bad line reading or whatever.
Yeah.
And you say it in German or Japanese or something. And it's like, well, I mean, they're in the movie. It must be good.
Right.
And then you have real great actors doing great work.
What I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen a movie where someone has had like unacceptable acting, except for maybe The Room or Troll 2 or whatever the hell.
Oh, you mean like a mainstream movie?
But like a movie that's treating itself seriously. Like I can't remember the last movie I saw where it was like, man, this guy or this gal is just like really dogging it.
Oh, who won? What bullshit did the Razzies nominate last year? They're full of shit, but they can probably remind me of what the big stinkers were. And usually their worst actor awards are usually given out to just their awards suck. Razzies suck. I'm taking a stand. Taking a stand against the Razzies.
The Razzies. The Razzies, well, it's just very mean-spirited, right?
Well, it's mean-spirited, and also, like, their awards don't actually follow any kind of logic. It's like, like, Mike Myers was the worst actor in this movie. It's like, Mike Myers had a good performance in an unfunny bad movie or whatever, It's like that kind of stuff.
Well, I know one of the big reasons...
Nothing to do with acting.
I know one of the big reasons why...
Sometimes it actually is.
Katie Holmes didn't come back to do Batman is because she got a Razzie for Begins.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it's because she was married to Tom Cruise at the time and wasn't allowed to leave her house.
Oh.
So I'm not being literal. I'm just saying. That was when she was married to Tom Cruise, and I think she just was like retired from, like, I don't know, either forcibly or not retired from acting at the time, and they replaced her. I don't know. I just remember that's why I remember thinking.
This is like a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah. So the answer is who cares? So let me think. Can I recall any particularly bad performances? I mean, you got the classic, like, people don't like Sam Worthington or Jai Courtney or whatever, but none of their performances have been bad, in my opinion.
Jai Courtney doesn't have bad performances. He just doesn't have, like nothing stands out, I guess. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
He's sort of just like a one-note kind of...
What happened to him? Is he still around? Like,
I think he's been shat out.
Well, he was one of those, like much like Sam Worthington. He was like in 5 huge movies in a row, and then silence.
Well, I think we talked about this before, where it was like they both got terminated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
Yeah, they both got terminated.
I mean, like Jai Courtney was still in Suicide Squad or whatever after that.
Right.
Doesn't really do much though.
He doesn't. Captain Boomerang.
I think they just call him Boomerang in the movie because Captain's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if Jai Courtney's doing much. He'll probably resurface, in something.
I hope he does like a nice indie drama or whatever. That'd be fun.
An indie drama with Jai Courtney
where he's got like a full head of hair.
I'd be down for him doing like a low budget sci-fi film, but I don't know about
like a Tarantino movie. Oh, by the way, R.I.P. Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah, Burt Reynolds passed away.
Didn't film his last role in that Tarantino movie.
What do you mean?
He was going to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was going to be someone, and he passed away before he filmed his scenes.
Oh wow, interesting.
Sad.
Do they know who did they replace him with? Do you know?
No, not yet. I mean, he only died a few days ago.
Right.
So, have some tact.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. These people, the turnaround time on these kinds of decisions, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just remember whatever last time we talked about Alec Baldwin. Then today they cast some other guy as Alec Baldwin's, not Donald Trump character, Thomas Wayne,
sassy Thomas Wayne,
Thomas Wayne. Yeah.
I was almost thinking about making a screenplay, just like 2 pages worth of a screenplay called A Sassy Thomas Wayne. And it would be where Thomas Wayne goes around Batman's... It was what I told you before, where he goes into the future where Bruce Wayne's Batman, but Thomas Wayne is just like going up to his different villains and like ending them.
They should just make a fun webcomic.
It'll be like, hey, Joker. Yes? What's your real name? My name's the Joker. No, it's not. No, it's the Joker. No, what's your real name? Just tell me. Well, it's the Joker. No, you stupid fuck. What's your real name? Okay, fine. It's blah, 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 blah. And then
Jack Napier.
He just deconstructs the Joker and the Joker just walks away bummed out. And then that's it.
That's it. That's the story. Anyways, Mike, you see any movies?
Yeah. So after The Predator, I needed a little bit of a palate cleanse. And on Amazon Prime was the year 2000's.
Year 2000.
American Psycho.
American Psycho.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I own that.
What a not fun movie, but what a
Oh, that's not the FU word I thought you were gonna say.
frightening.
Fucked up.
Oh, fucked up. Yeah. Well, yes, but honestly, man, it's one of those movies where you sit there and you think, oh, if anybody had forgotten that Christian Bale had like really great acting chops, holy shit. Just amazing in that movie.
No, he's quite fantastic.
Like, did he not get nominated for anything for that
No,
movie?
I think that movie had like controversy around its violence or something. It wasn't. It's so weird and out there. I don't think it was never going to be anyone's top anything in terms
I
of
guess not, but damn,
award season.
Such good acting. And
no,
then,
it's fantastic.
And then to think that he like turned, I think it was in that same year he did American Psycho, and then he also did Equilibrium, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
ew.
Yeah, Equilibrium. I know a lot of people that love that movie, and I don't know what's wrong with them.
I think at the time, around the time, maybe there was like a 5-year period where people were like, oh yeah, hey dude, are you a little bit tired of The Matrix? Why don't you chase it with this cool new movie that's kind of like it, Equilibrium?
I had a friend that kept trying to show me movies, and he was like, "Man, this movie's the tits," or "This movie's so fucking funny." And he would show it
Alex, this movie's the tits.
And he would show it to me, and it was almost every time it was like, "No, that sucks. That's a sucky movie."
Yeah.
Like I remember one time he was like, "Hey, you know that Simon Pegg movie, How to Lose Friends and Alienate People? It's the fucking funniest movie I ever saw in my fucking life." And I watched him like, this is mediocre. This is so mediocre. I can't even believe how mediocre this is. What's wrong with you? Same thing with Equilibrium. And also, he showed me Taken, and I don't like Taken that much. So there's that.
Listen, Taken, okay.
Taken is nothing without Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson makes that movie. Without it, it's a direct-to-DVD movie. That's what I think.
Taken is this movie that I think if it was Liam Neeson doing just that one movie, just that one Taken movie, it would have been fine.
I saw Taken before Taken 2 was even considered. It was like right around when Taken came out.
Well, same here. And I remember the first Taken. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Whatever. Dumb action
Wasn't
movie.
taken with it.
But then after that, he just went like old man action star crazy. And it's like, damn. Oh, did I talk about another Liam Neeson movie that I saw recently? I probably haven't.
The Commuter?
No.
The Computer.
It was called Run All Night.
Run All Night.
Have you heard of that?
Probably.
It has Ed Harris and Liam Neeson and
yeah.
Jack Flag guy. I can't remember his name ever.
Oh, yeah.
And
Altered Carbon guy.
Yeah, Altered Carbon guy. Whatever reason, I just felt compelled to watch this movie, and I watched it, and my thought was, you know what, guys? Maybe Liam Neeson's not the best casting for a gritty, edgy, retired mobster, assassin, whatever. Maybe Liam Neeson's not the best casting for this. Because I felt like a lot of the movie worked, but the only thing that stuck out like a sore thumb was like Liam Neeson's too wholesome for this movie. Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
I want Liam Neeson to get back to, doing his like award-winning like
Schindler's List 2.
Schindler's List 2. No thanks.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Isn't he in something cool coming up? He was in Silence. You ever see Silence? Martin Scorsese's Silence.
No.
Fucking spectacular, man. One of the best
that was
movies.
great.
One of his best movies. Well, I don't know. He's made so many. It's hard to say. One of the best unpraised, unsung movies of the last few years. It's fantastic. I love it so much.
Yeah, that sort of slipped under the radar, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, not for me, because I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, you did. And you did. Hey, you could have easily gone, hey Mike, you want to see Silence with me? I would have been there.
It's not really inviting friends over kind of movie. It's like a 3-hour long movie about religious troubles.
Yeah.
It's not really a fun time at the theater.
Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Andy Garfield.
Yeah. And lots of Japanese actors.
Yeah. And Liam Neeson.
That's one of those classic, like, oh boy, I made my top 10 list of the movie, but top 10 movies of the year list, but I missed one, and then I see it like halfway through January, and oh fuck, it's better than most of these other movies I saw. God damn it. Same thing happened with Phantom Thread this year, because Phantom Thread was my favorite movie last year, but I didn't see it until this year.
So does that count? Like, how does that count
Absolutely.
in our scheme of things?
Well, I just say, I make a statement later on being like, I'm making a retraction. I'm taking Detroit off the list and I'm putting Family Thread in number 1.
Oh,
Done.
gotcha.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And for my personal records, I'll reflect that. Because I do write down on my top 10 lists and store them away for fun. Because it's fun going through my old top 10 lists and being like, what the fuck was wrong with me?
Oh.
I remember honestly, this is embarrassing, and I apologize to everyone ahead of time. I was looking through my old top 10 lists. First of all, 2011 was one of the worst years ever for movies. I couldn't even construct a top 10 list that year.
So they had Thor, Captain America, Green Lantern.
Yeah, they're movies, but they're not top 10 good movies. So, so that's just something. Looking through my top 10 list, and also for 2013 or 2012, The Hobbit. An Unexpected Journey was fucking number 2 on my list or something like that.
Oh, really?
And it was because, boy, I love being back in Middle Earth, and I was just so taken with it. And then it wasn't until the third movie where it's like, oh, this all amounts to nothing. Never mind.
Well, here's the thing, though. The first movie was probably the best one out of those Hobbit movies.
I kind of like the second one, but again, they're peppered in with all these nice moments, and they're all well, it'll all be worth it when the third one comes out, and then it wasn't, and then the whole movie series.
I sort of felt like the second and the third one could have easily been trimmed down into one movie.
Oh, it should have been 2 movies totally. It should not have been 3 movies.
But the first one was okay, there's enough going on here that there's enough going on here that it's all right.
I think they get rid of the trolls, and then they're in this fucking fight with the goblins. It's this is let's cut out this section unnecessary.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I was wow, I'm having a lot of fun over here. But number 2 is still pretty high. But numbers
3
don't
is
really
a wash.
Numbers don't really mean anything on the list. It's just I was just looking at them God, what's wrong with me?
I have not constructed any top 10 lists until we started doing the podcast. I'd be interested to go back to those years and make a top 10 now.
It'd be cool to go back and see, also because there's lots of movies I missed from those years. 2006, I don't know how long ago I started, but it's oh man, finally end up watching this movie. Now it's one of my favorite movies. Didn't watch it that year though because I missed out or whatever, So
right.
That'd be kind of fun to do that, but
yeah. Hey, maybe we can do that on the podcast sometime.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, I saw one movie. One more movie this week.
Oh, yeah? What'd you see?
I saw, I forget the director's name. I think it was something Renoir. I saw Le Grand Illusion, as the French would say.
The Grand Illusion.
The Grand Illusion, which is a movie from the 30s, which I've been trying to watch forever and gotten too lazy.
Oh.
I finally watched it because it was supposed to be one of the best movies ever made, or whatever. And I watched it. It was all right.
All right.
It's interesting. It's a movie, it's clearly a movie of a time period because it's a movie about French soldiers in a German POW camp. And they're all let's just get along. We're all friends here. Let's get along. And this is at the height of German-French, pre-war hostilities in the 30s or something like that. You could see the embers of war starting to burn. And it's Germans are people too. We're people. We're all people. Let's have fun. And it's that's cool. But the movie kind of meanders, I felt. And they don't really, they try to escape prison, but then they don't. And then they go to a different prison. And then they try to escape that one. And they do, which is fun. But there's also this, they don't face any stiff opposition there's no villains. There's a German with a metal jaw and a monocle. I'm oh, this guy's the villain. And he's hey man, you're French. You're so cool. Man, let's hang out. It's this is there's no villains. There's not much tension. It finally becomes interesting when the characters do escape the prison. It's half an hour of them on the run, and it's that's cool. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, one of the best movies ever made. I'm not seeing it.
Oh,
it's one of those things. It's a little dated.
Well, maybe at the time it was. Maybe at the time it was considered the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I find that well, there's lots of great movies from the 30s I've seen that are still fantastic. In terms of World War I movies, because it's a World War I movie. Mm-hmm. I find All Quiet on the Western Front to be far better.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
I haven't seen one of the actual from that director. One of the actual best movies, it's Sight and Sound Top 10, which is the holy grail of top 10 best movies ever made list. I think what was the one that he did? The Rules of the Game, I think, is that one. I haven't seen that one yet. I gotta see that.
Okay. I haven't seen any of those movies, so I can't really speak on that, Alex. But hey, I'll just add that to my copious list of movies that I need to see. I saw one more movie I'd like to talk about as well.
Oh.
It was called Searching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Searching is about a dad trying to find his daughter, and the whole movie takes place with just on like laptop screens or computer screens. I think that's been done before.
Yeah, and like that Facebook horror movie.
Right. But no, this is great. One thing that I found especially great was the whole thing takes place in and around San Jose, California. So I'm like, hey, I know Gilroy.
It's just stomping grounds.
I know Pacheco Pass, you guys. I know where this place is where this is at. And
that's where we lost that one girl right over there.
Yeah.
Because it's what the movie's about.
That's right. But hey, guess what? It was a great movie. Would I watch it over The Predator? You bet your ass I would.
I really should see it, but I've been kind of lazy.
It's a perfectly fine home watch. If you can't catch it in theaters, it's justifiably something you can watch.
Well, it's not like I don't have a reason to see it. I got the AMC pass. I live near a theater. Like, I love watching movies in the theaters. It's just sort of like, man, that looks good, but like, I just don't feel like it. I don't know. You know, one of those kind of things. There's always a movie like around this time of year where it's like that, where it's like, hey, that's like a well-received movie
like
that looks good,
hit.
that people really like, but I'll see it later.
Yeah, sleeper hits. September's like
always
been
last year's version of that was Battle of the Sexes for me.
Oh yeah, I remember
where
that.
it's like, oh man, I want to see Battle of the Sexes. It's playing at the theater near me.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I know it's a good movie. I should see it.
I remember 3:10 to Yuma.
That was like 2007.
That was a September movie.
I have to see
and
that.
hot damn.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah. I was like, man, what is this movie doing in September? This movie's amazing.
Well, September dumping grounds, which are still the September and January are still the dumping ground months.
Well, I noticed you get like Westerns.
Yeah.
It seems like there's like Westerns always in September.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
October. Wasn't Magnificent Seven a September-October movie?
Yes, it was.
That movie is okay.
I think there's a Western movie coming out right around now. I can't remember what it is, but
Hostiles.
Oh yeah, well that was January.
I think it came out. Well, maybe festivals.
It's
Western movie coming out right now.
Hostiles is a slow movie.
What was the Western? I know there's something I can almost picture it.
Me too. I can't remember though. But yeah, there is one coming out right now, I think, or soon.
I saw a trailer for Gareth Evans' new movie, who's the director of The Raid. It's a horror movie about world's prettiest man, Dan Stevens, finds a cult that's kidnapped her sister, and they like screw bolts into people's brains or something. It looks pretty grisly. Probably won't watch it.
Where's The Raid 3?
That's a good question.
Although, I thought Raid 2 was maybe a little bit too big for its britches. I'll be honest.
I thought, but the action was still unparalleled.
I mean, it's great. Here's the thing. I thought, I'm not saying it's a bad movie at all. I own it. I think it's fine. I think it's good. I'm just saying, if I'm picking between the two, I'm picking the first one.
Yeah, it's more small.
Yeah.
The Raid 2 is actually the first movie they wanted to make, but they couldn't find the money for it, so they made the Raid 1 first.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact.
Interesting.
And then the Raid 2 is basically The Departed with fight scenes.
Right. Yeah.
Which is fun. It's confusing, though, because one of the characters in that movie is the same actor and looks exactly the same as the character from the Raid 1, but it's a different character.
Yeah. What the...
I mean, it's obviously because there's only so many accomplished martial artists,
Uh-huh.
So it's like, well, we got to reuse this guy because he's great. And then he was in Star Wars. He was Kanji Club.
That's right.
He was in Kanji Club.
Yeah.
Same, both of them were. Both those guys.
Yeah.
Man, they should make a Kanji Club movie where they're just doing cool fights.
And just call it Kanji Club.
Yeah.
Just call it Kanji.
That's a little confusing. How are you going to, in Japan, how are you going to sell that? Did I ever tell you that the guy from the fight scene in Mission Impossible 6 was the same guy from The Force Awakens who fights Finn with the baton on the beach?
You did.
Okay, because that's cool.
Yeah.
Stuff. That guy's cool. I like that guy.
Small world, am I right?
Oh, I mean, he's a great martial artist.
Probably the same character.
Stuntman.
Probably the same character.
Yep. But did he do the voice? Did he say traitor? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
I've noticed they've been using Steve Bloom for Stormtroopers more and more, which is fun. I like Steve Bloom.
Who's that?
He's a voice actor.
Oh.
But in Rogue One, and I think he maybe in Solo, he's just, you know, it's like, hey, where are your papers, you know.
Oh.
It's that kind of stuff. Well, that's about it for me.
Yeah, dude. The what is it that Black Widow says to the Hulk? The sun's getting low or something.
Calm down.
Calm down. All right, folks, calm down. Something about the sun.
Sun's getting real low.
Yeah, the sun's getting real low, you
Touch
guys.
your fingers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So if you want to tell us things, tell us what you think, ask us questions, you know, the whole ordeal. We're at filmtasticvoyage.com, facebook.com/filmtasticvoyage, youtube.com/filmtasticvoyage, or whatever this website's called.
Just search Filmtastic Voyage on youtube.com.
And filmtasticvoyage@gmail.com. And also, we're on Letterboxd. I'm Batman Crothers.
And I'm Mr. Kerosene. Listen, everybody, we're a part of a bigger podcast network, the Let Me Listen Podcast Network. You can find all the Let Me Listen podcasts, movie-related and otherwise, on the Let Me Listen Podcast Network, which is continuously updated 5-6 times a week.
It's ridiculous.
On SoundCloud and on iTunes. You can leave us some comments there. You can leave us some ratings. Hey, tell your friends about us. You have friends, right? Tell them about us.
So threatening.
Yeah, you know, it's always fun. We read your comments, all right? So if you say something really hurtful, you'll successfully hurt our feelings. Hopefully that's some motivation to
Well, I'm
leave
already
some
dead
comments.
inside, so.
Well, I'm dying. Hey, until next time, everybody, keep it frosty.
Keep it fresh.
You know, that's it. That's all we got.
The end.
The end.